this is Phillip One Night Strands again, and a topic that's just really close to my heart that I love to share with you. And maybe, if you want to start off in this industry, maybe some of these tips can help you. Now, your advanced designers, I know pretty much you already know this, and for some of your young designers that have just gotten out into the industry, maybe some of these tips and some experiences I went through could help you some. So I want to start off by how to start your career. Now, this is really good if you're just a young person. You go, what do I need to do? Or what would I like to do? And say, here it's something that you're interested in. I would recommend, first of all, that I would go and ask questions. Now, it's a lot of places where you can go and ask questions and get information. You can go on the internet and look at schools. You can set up an appointment and go to a school and maybe talk to an enrollment advisor. Or also, too, you could, maybe go and get your hair done, just a wash and style, where it's not going to be as costly to you, and sit there and talk to a hairstylist and just, have some questions made up that you'll just go, hey, I'm thinking about going into this industry, and, have some questions ready for that hair designer to answer you. That's one tip. Another thing is, just to ask yourself, what kind of worker are you? Now, a lot of people like to work, but some people don't want to work that hard. And in this business, you're going to have to understand it takes a lot of hard work. So if you think you're just going to come in and you just see glitz and glamour, that's just a piece of this industry. The rest of it is doing a lot of hard work, because you have to train, you've got to practice, you have to study, and you have to work on your craft. And that takes a lot of work. If you don't want to do a lot of work, this industry might not be for you. The second thing is, do you get discouraged easily? This business will discourage you because it might be a skill set that you're not at a high level yet. Don't get discouraged. Like I said, it just takes work. You might have someone that says something to you about the industry, like why do you want to go into this, and you ain't gonna make no money and all that. They'll find ways to discourage you. So if you're a person that's easily discouraged, this industry might not be for you. The second thing is, fourth thing is, can you take constructive criticism? I've been criticized in this industry for the last 30 years. You're going to have to see it as something. Why they say constructive is because it's something to try to make you better. It's no target on your character. I've talked to many stylists before, where you give them constructive criticism, they take it personal. It ain't personal. They're trying to tell you a better way that you can make yourself better or master the craft, a technique that you're working on. So don't take constructive criticism as something that is negative, because it's not. It's something that's positive to help move you to the next level. Another one, do you like challenges? This business is constantly going to challenge you because it's constantly changing. You might be in one trend one year, next year you look up, it's another trend coming out. So you have to be a person that loves to embrace challenges. If you don't like a lot of challenges, this ain't good for you. Another thing too is, what do you have to bring to the table? Now, when you do go and you sit and say, after you graduated, you decided to go into a salon, what I would recommend is go and check the salon out first. Go and get your hair done there. See the environment. See if that environment fits you. It might not fit you. Instead of you just walking in, I want a job, and then you get there and you go, I don't like this place. You want to check out your surroundings. You want to maybe look at their price sheet and their service. See what type of services they do. A lot of salons and booth rental places, they do the core of what they do might not fit into what you like. Suppose, for example, it might be an all braiding shop. You need to go and look, well, do I like to do braids, or am I at a high level of doing braids? That shop might not be for you. Or if you go to another salon and their core is working with cut and color. Suppose you don't like to cut hair. Suppose you don't like to color. That might be a place that might not be a fit for you. And that's where I said it goes back to challenging yourself. You know, maybe you want to be, when I got out of school years ago, I searched out people for things that I like to do. I wanted to be a real good hair cutter. So I searched out people that cut hair real well and asked could I shadow them, asked them could I work with them so I could study and learn what they do. And sometimes people, you have to put your pride to the side. You know, it's same with coloring. You know, I searched out people that were great colorists. If I had to sweep their floor, if I had to do a shampoo, if I had to clean their station, whatever I had to do to put me in that position so I could learn what they know, I did. So, like I said, people, another thing too, like I said, we just talked about environment and where you work at. Now, how you leave a job. It's a lot of different ways on how you leave a job. If you woman or man enough to go to that employer and ask them for the job, you should be man enough or woman enough to tell them that this might not be a fit for you and thank them for their opportunity. And if you're a little nervous about it, text them. Don't just not show up. Don't just not call in. You know, and because you got to think, these people have scheduled people hoping and thinking that you're going to be there. And so it speaks a lot about your character. And I'm telling you, people, in this industry, it's a small community. So if you get into it and you just dog out certain employers, then it'll get around to people about you. And then you got to think maybe one day the person that you're working for might be in that stylist's chair. And, oh, okay, Susie works with you. Okay, I can tell you a lot about her. So it's okay if you don't want to stay at the job, but leave the job in the right way. And then another thing, try to find a job before you quit. Why leave? Because that business is going to go on. And now you out the door without no job, without no money or revenue coming in, just because you just felt you wasn't a fit. But now you don't have nowhere else to go to, and it might take you a month to 6 weeks. You have to make revenue to survive. So I would recommend, if you're thinking about that place is not a fit, you will know within a month or within 3 weeks. Start looking for another place that you think you'll be a fit at. So it'll be an easier transition for you to move on into another place. And like I said, it's all about reflecting on your character. So I'll tell you what, why don't you like me, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.